Hello and welcome back to another installment of turning an '09 Range Rover, no, turning an '06 Range Rover into an '09 Range Rover. Yes. Turns out this is harder than I thought it was. So I haven't really filmed a ton of this, and I honestly don't know when this video is kind of showing up in the timeline, but it doesn't really matter because nobody watches these things anyway. There's like 50 of you that watch it, and I appreciate that. I honestly do. So I am trying to I'm actually trying to drive this thing tomorrow. I've got to go to Charlotte tomorrow, and I need an SUV to get some stuff out. And the van, every like 30 minutes or so, it gets just like starts getting air into the fuel lines, and then it shuts down on the side of the road, and then the batteries die, and you have to call someone to rescue you. It's not great. So I can't really trust that on a trip. So I need an SUV to go to Charlotte, and this is the only running one I have. It's, there's usually stuff here somewhere. Yeah, so first problem I ran into, actually, was, and I'll show you this because I have it. So I went to go install the airbag sensors. So these little guys, I don't know if you can see that or not. Like these little airbag sensors, right? So I got to the point where I pulled these out of my like bin of parts, I guess I would say, and I'm staring at this thing for God knows how long, feeling like a really dumb technician because I don't know where these pieces go, and I learned something. So on an '06 Range Rover, you do not have these airbag sensors in the front. On the '09 you do. Well, on the '06 Range Rover, this little guy, which goes like kind of here, I don't know if that makes sense. So this guy kind of goes right there, and then that bolts to the crossbar, bolts to the top of this, and then goes, you know, across where the hood latches are. None of this matters. You don't care about any of this. The important thing is, this is what one looks like on an '06. And do you see those little holes right there? That's where the bracket is welded onto the '09 version of this. So I took my '06 body, swapped it over to the '09, and realized there is no space for the airbag sensors. So that is the difference between an '06 and an '09. Fun fact. And I'm finding out there's another one too. So anyway, this was actually a pretty simple fix. So what I did is, well, you kind of could see it, kind of, sort of, is I just drilled the spot welds out. It's fine. Drilled the spot welds out, and then put that bracket there, and just welded it and painted it. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but it actually looks pretty good. I think so anyway. I'm kind of biased. But, so one of these headlights was totally smashed. And, so one of these headlights was totally smashed. And I just, totally smashed. And these things are expensive, right? Like these Range Rover lights are expensive. So me being the genius that I am, I'm just gonna take the lights off of the '06, put them in the '09, and of course, because I'm filming this video, you know that it worked perfectly, right? Except it didn't. So when you start this thing up, you see that little blinking amber light, the headlight kind of thing? Yeah, so there's an airbag light still on, which probably means that one of these seat belts is deployed. I'm gonna scan it at the shop tomorrow and try to figure that out. But that little blinking, I don't know, I can't see. Yeah, that little blinking orange light, even when the headlights are plugged in, that light stays on. So that made me kind of curious, right? So I cleared all the memory and plugged that light in, and I was thinking, could there actually be a difference between the '06 and the '09? And there very well could be. So let me show you what this looks like and what I have figured out. Okay, so we got two lights. This one came out of the 06, this one came out of the 09. Now, when you're looking at these, well, I stared at them and they all look perfectly normal to me. So it's kind of hard to realize what is different. So I'm going to show you what to look for in order to tell. And the difference is, one of these has the adaptive lighting, whatever that means. I don't actually know because mine apparently didn't have it. But this little motor module right here, there's your HID. This little module right here is missing. What? That's not good. That's probably important. And if you look at the connector right here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this bottom row, no pins, and we've got 9, 10 pins in the regular light. And this one, so you've got 2 pins in that bottom row, and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think that's 13. Hard to say, really. Yeah, so if my math is right, that's 13. Interesting. So, also, fun. Let me see if I can remember. Gotta remember where I did this. So, if you look down in here, let's see if I can find where this little doodad is. Oh, it's over here. I was looking at these upside down before. So, right there, that little motor right there does not exist on this one. So, in order to use these, I am going to have to, I guess, swap all the guts over from the one headlight to the other. So that's going to be fun. So the plan, and I don't even know how to film this, is to take this guy and I guess try to make it work on that guy. So we're going to see how that goes. And yes, there is actually a difference. So we're going to find out if it's actually possible to take a 09 or whatever, an adaptive headlight for a Range Rover and turn it into a non-adaptive headlight and turn it into an adaptive headlight. Wish me luck. Also, I have like 45 minutes to do this, so there is no way that this is going to actually work. Yeah, I'm kind of screwed. Okay, well, let's see what happens. So I've got to get to my workbench. Oh, God. There's stuff everywhere. Do you guys have this issue where you just like put crap everywhere? That happens to me. I literally put crap everywhere. Anyway, okay, so over here, so I just gotta go to my workbench and, oh, right, I forgot. I still have to fix my TV. All right, well, man, we'll move this, find a new place for it. Luckily, it's electronics, so, you know, it'd be fine, I think. Oh, God, these are still really heavy. Okay. Oh, and there's screws everywhere. Okay, so always make sure you didn't leave screws in your television before you move it. Oh yeah, it's much lighter without those screws. This is also the part where you really hope that you don't need any tools that are in the toolbox that you just put the plasma TV in front of. Yeah, okay, headlights. So my original plan was to do the swap in both of these lights, but I realized that the one light is just scuffed up a little bit. So I might get away with only doing one. We're gonna see. I might just be able to polish the lens on the other one. Yeah, so let's get into it. Now, assuming that none of this stuff is damaged, I should theoretically be able to just swap the guts over to here, but I am a little concerned that these wires are different. So the first thing I need to do is try to get some type of wiring diagram made for this, because what are the odds that these are even the same colors? So this guy is actually just a turn, theoretically, and it should pop through. Theory, I've never actually done this before, but it does. It does actually pop through. You know, just in case you ever have to do this. And then, you know, oh, and then it's just a quarter turn back. Okay, that's not so bad. You know, this could be worse. And now that I think about it, before I take apart the good one, I'm gonna, I guess maybe try to separate the harness out of this one. Oh gosh, what is going on? Yeah, let's work with the broken one first. Wait, is that smarter? Should I work with the broken one that I need all the harness parts for, or should I work with the intact one that I'm gonna throw everything out with? I don't actually know the answer to that. All right, executive decision. I can break this, so I think this will be easier. And I don't know where any of my wire cutters are, so we're gonna see how this goes. Gonna lose an eye. Oh, there is lots of expensive looking stuff in here. Oh yeah, this looks like it's gonna be fun. Yeah, not complicated at all. Totally easy to do. Don't know where that went. Oh, that's a turn signal. That is a little concerning. So we might be cutting some wires. This looks really expensive. Okay. So that part's easy. You just pry the little tabs while punching the camera 3 or 4 times, and then you just, that's the professional way to do it. Okay, so I just unbolted the expensive looking piece of this, and I actually am slightly more concerned because this guy, the motor, I was thinking I just pull the motor out and can just kind of like rearrange this thing, because like you've got this motor here, right, and it goes to this little ball arm, and the little ball arm moves the light guy. These are all technical terms. Now I've got this motor down here and all of these wires, and I'm really hoping that that light has all that too, and then I don't have to swap this whole assembly into that, because I don't know how I would do that without breaking everything. I kind of cheated. So we're gonna, you know, set that aside because I might need that to go in there. Not sure yet. Keep going. So this is the part I was most concerned about, because I'm not 100% sure how that comes off. So I'm just gonna pry on it and see what happens. So I'm actually kind of an idiot. This just, let me see, oh, down, nope, right, go down, 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 right, oh, stop. Yeah, so this actually just pulls right off. It was just stuck. Still stuck. It's kind of tight. Just that easy. Of course, the real challenge is now doing it on the one that I'm not allowed to just break stuff on. Yeah, and also, I'm gonna have to apparently drill that hole. So, wish me luck there. easier when you could break it. Definitely easier when you could break it. So if we're looking at these, HID, well, the, whatever, 09, 06. So right off the bat, you can see some of the wires are the same. So we've got red, black, orange, red, black, orange. Looks like we've got a dead spot there, and then green, orange, and black, green, orange, black. So they did reuse some of these. These are obviously different. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and is that it? Is that my math? Did I go from 9, 11, 10, 11, 12? I thought there was 13. Am I just crazy? 10, 11, 12, 13. 9 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't do math. Okay. So interestingly enough, this is the 06, but this was not the one that was in the accident. But look at the condition of this wire harness. So I'm guessing, yup, this is, wow. So maybe they got their insulation from the same place as Volkswagen. I don't know. So this is going to be for harvesting parts. And God, do I hope this is in better shape. Slightly better shape. So we are gonna have a couple, we're gonna have to fix some of that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix this harness, but fixing the harness is not the biggest problem because, that motor does not have all that stuff in there. So I've got to figure out how to make that fit inside this. So I can already tell you that this is probably not worth it. Whatever that costs is probably worth fixing it instead of converting a non-adaptive headlight into an adaptive one. And I'm not even sure this is doable still, and I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it. So I could have still a lot more work to do. Okay, well, my wife just called me and told me it's dinner time, and so I don't want to get in trouble. So I will pick this up, like, next time. Yeah, okay, be back.